Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my live. Again, hi, my name is Anupinder, और I think last week सबने देखा होगा कि क्या चल रहा था all across the internet. बहुत AI summit ने बड़ा कुछ बहुत कुछ रिवील किया, बहुत सारी controversies हुई, and I was kind of very fascinated कि इतना कुछ हम लोग कर रहे हैं, and the congregation जो हुआ है, and वो रियली एक एस्टॉनिशिंग काम किया है गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने टू ब्रिंग द पीपल ऑन द सेम प्लेटफॉर्म. बहुत सारी यूनिवर्सिटीज़, बहुत सारी ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस, पीपल स्पोक टू ईच अदर, दे हैव शेयर्ड देयर आइडियाज़, एंड बहुत सारी चीज़ें हुई हैं. तो अभी बिफोर डिस्कशन शुरू करें, आई कैन सी बड़े सारे वेव्स आए हैं. तो सो मपी 23, hi Anmol, hi, I am Ashu, hi everyone. Then Rajveer, thanks for the wave. Oh Mahajan, thanks for the wave. Void Brain is there, Tarun is there, and few more have joined. Jain Abhishek is there, hi. Sanjeev Anand is there, Abhishek Bhaskar, Manpreet didn't call, which hi everyone, thank you. Sanning, Goldie, Vishesh, Sakija, thanks guys, thanks for joining. So as a ritual, because weekly हम लोग ने last बात किया था कि I'll do a live और थोड़ा सा अभी there is a lot is happening in AI, और even मेरा background cloud का है and specifically AWS and DevOps, but AI is like booming. बहुत सारी चीज़ें आ रही हैं and अब impact दिखना भी शुरू हो गया है. तो बट गुड चीज़ें भी दिखनी शुरू हुई हैं. तो आई थॉट ऑफ कि वाई नॉट इंक्लूड द AI पार्ट इन कंजंक्शन विद द क्लाउड एंड द सिमिलर थिंग्स. तो अगर आपने AI समिट को फॉलो किया, बहुत अच्छी बात है. नहीं फॉलो किया है तो देयर आर फ्यू पॉइंट्स जो मैं बात करूंगा और जिसका इम्पैक्ट हम लोगों के ऊपर आने वाला है इन टर्म्स ऑफ गुड इम्पैक्ट. अगर हम क्लाउड और डेवऑप्स और इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर मैनेजमेंट वाली चीज़ों में हैं, यहाँ जाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, और मैं बैकग्राउंड डेवलपर का है और डाइवर्सिफाई करने की नीड लग रही है. तो लुकिंग एट द ओवरऑल पिक्चर जो मुझे समझ आई है, इतना सारा कंटेंट आया है AI समिट के अराउंड, एंड आई वाज रियली लुकिंग एट कि अच्छा क्या डायनामिक्स होगा, बिकॉज एट दिस पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम इवन मी कमिंग फ्रॉम 20 years ऑफ वर्किंग एक्सपीरियंस, अभी I feel that there is still a very much noise out there, even though अगर मैं last वाले live की बात करूँ तो I am very enthusiastic with respect to the AI technology which is coming up. And सबसे ज़रूरी चीज़ है ये कि as an individual how my AI tools जो हैं वो मेरी कैपेबिलिटी को इंक्रीज़ कर रहे हैं. एंड बड़े स्पेसिफिक टूल्स, नॉट द जेनेरिक वंस, क्लाउड, ChatGPT ये सब लोग यूज़ करते हैं, बट there are few specific tool जो एक particular use case के लिए हो, and then in such a way how they can help us out individually so that मेरी productivity, मेरी मतलब हम सबकी productivity बढ़े. आपका कोई specific tool जिसको आप daily basis पे अपने work के लिए use करो, and that will really help you out. So overall big picture की अगर मैं बात करूँ जो मुझे AI summit से समझ आया, now because India being a service market in almost everything, now अभी भी रहेगा, आने वाले कुछ टाइम तक रहेगा, बट ग्रेजुअली यू विल सी कि देयर विल बी डिक्लाइन इन दी नंबर ऑफ जॉब्स दैट आर गोइंग टू कम इन. बहुत स्पेसिफिक जॉब्स आएंगी AI के नाम पे, राइट, बट छटनी भी बहुत हुई है, बहुत होगी, तो उसमें कोई दो राय नहीं है, राइट. वो दैट यू कैन नॉट से कि हाँ यार ये नहीं होगा, या ये अच्छी चीज़ नहीं है, ये बुरी चीज़ नहीं है. इट्स जस्ट लाइक ऑल अदर इनोवेशंस, बट इसकी पेस बहुत ज़्यादा है. So जैसे इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन में पीपल वर सेइंग कि हाँ बहुत सारे मशीन्स आ गई हैं, देयर विल बी नो जॉब्स, एवरीथिंग विल बी डन बाय मशीन्स. नहीं, यहाँ भी होगा, इसका पेस बहुत ज़्यादा है. उस टाइम पे ट्रांजिशन था, पीपल वर एबल टू हैव एंजॉय दैट ट्रांजिशन पीरियड. बट अभी बिकॉज एवरी अदर वीक आपके पास एक नए सेट ऑफ टूल्स आ रहे हैं, एंड एवरी अदर वीक नई इनोवेशंस हो रही हैं, नहीं इसलिए हो रही है बिकॉज पीपल हैव बीन वर्किंग आउट एंड दे आर पुटिंग आउट इन द मार्केट. बट येस, द पेस ऑफ डेवलपिंग द सॉफ्ट लेयर हैज़ रियली इंक्रीज्ड, ऑल थैंक्स टू LLM टूल्स. जितने भी कोड्स वगैरह जनरेट बहुत ईजिली हो जाते हैं, एंड दे आर हाई क्वालिटी कोड्स नाउ. So just to bring back to the AI summit, जो मैं समझ पाया हूँ now, India being a service to infrastructure market, ये heading inevitable है. It is going to happen. Everyone has understood that. क्योंकि बहुत सारा need है computation का, बहुत सारी requirements है, and at this point of time, infrastructure is not enough. Every individual request goes to US base servers or Europe based servers and so on. So abhi ke liye things are centralized, but gradually they are trying to put the infrastructure here and there and usko distribute करने की जरूरत है. In fact, through cloud a lot has been happening. Google जो पीछे रह गया था, now they are at par. In fact, they are ahead of everything. Perplexity का जो USP था, Google ने उसको अपने AI सर्च का जो AI मोड है उससे ओवरकम कर लिया है. So things are coming back to track. Giants abhi bhi rahenge, but India as a country, they are more pushing towards the sovereign models, right? So now sovereign models के कुछ examples, कुछ जो products already publicized हुए हैं, they are like I was just going through Servam का जो goggles हैं, उसके तो अपने open source language models हैं. इसी के साथ साथ there is a Sokat, there's a Ganani, and there's a Gun, and I think there is Param 2, जो कि India backed, Indian government backed है. So these models are also coming in now. Again, ये LLM models हैं, specific to India हैं. They are trying to get it localized based on the local languages, right? But इसके use cases क्या निकल के आते हैं वो अभी आने वाले time में पता लगेगा. But जो pledging हुई है money की, right? So the infrastructure pledging, the investment pledging that is there. तो वो number is really good in terms of what it looks like, but how it is going to be spent, that really needs to see. Like Indian government ने जो अपना खुद का pledge किया, that is 1.5 billion over the next few years, right? Similarly, Adani Group has done 100 billion. Apart from that, 250 billion का एक AI infrastructure का जो pledge हुआ है, and not only this, there is a venture capital जो set aside किया है 20 billion का for the tech innovation, the deep tech innovations that they are talking about. So all these things are there. And सबसे बड़ी चीज जो which I was also surprised कि Pax Silica agreement has been brought in. So that means it clearly gives us the sign कि हाँ ठीक है, अब इंडिया अपने AI इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर की तरफ जाने की कोशिश कर रहा है, and they wanted to build up. Now इसके आसपास बहुत डिस्कशन चल रही है, what is the environmental impact, how it is going to get set up and so on. But if it happens or if it works it out, then the people who work in infrastructure, the people who work in creating softwares or pipelines regarding within that infrastructure, supporting through that infrastructure, वो सब के सब are going to get benefit in the first place, right? Even though if we talk about the comparison of 500 billion amount and 1 trillion amount of the Azure cloud, उसके comparison में अभी कुछ भी नहीं है, and we are just at a very infancy stage. But yes, if it is getting started and it's a high time. अगर अभी नहीं करेंगे, then we are already late in terms of what we are implementing in what I will not say implementing, what we are in the AI race, right? And our as a human capital जो हमारे पास है, that is going to get really hurt if the shift is going to happen in terms of the job market and all, right? Services में तो already impact है, because I have been testing all these Cloud Code, Codex and other things in past couple of weeks very intensively. They are damn good. Anti-gravity, which is from Google, damn good, right? मतलब उसका कोई तोड़ ही नहीं है. मतलब if you break down the things into smaller pieces and if you try to build softwares using that, do your own architecture, don't rely fully on the things, your software can be made out of the thin air, just like that, right? जिस काम को करने के लिए हम लोग एक 2 महीने लगाते थे, वो काम ये कुछ घंटों में कर देता. So I'm quite surprised, but quite optimistic on this. Now, this is opening a lot of opportunity for the people who wants to build up the application. Low barrier to entry हो गया है. Now, इसमें as a cloud infrastructure managers या as a cloud infrastructure developers, DevOps engineers, हमारे लिए क्या role है? Now, सबसे बड़ी चीज ये है कि because low barrier to entry है, everyone wants to get into it, right? So it's because tools are there, LLMs are there, they are generating the code, but where to host it, right? So when you say host it, one is you set up your own infrastructure or take it on rent, or you set up infrastructure, let's say for the long term, you want to test a particular application, 1-1.5 साल आपको टेस्ट करना है, तो लॉन्ग टर्म में हाउ डू आई सेट अप द इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, कौन सी उसकी टेक्निकलिटीज हैं, किस तरह का आर्किटेक्ट रहेगा, तो दैट इज वेयर द क्लाउड पार्ट इज कमिंग इन. सो आई एम वेरी वेरी ऑप्टिमिस्टिक ऑन दैट cloud is going to be getting 100x now, and because nobody wants to set up their own infrastructure. Even if I try to put up the things, maybe my public IP dedicatedly buy करके अपने ISP से I can put a machine which is free on my side, वो उसको मैं लगा दूंगा. But if I need to really scale, I have to move towards a promising infrastructure. So उस case में cloud is one which is going to be there, right? And second thing is again, because developing a software and deploying it in a production and running it in a production is a altogether different game. So low barrier to entry में software बना लोगे, but जब उसको deploy करना है तो कौन manage करेगा तुम्हारे लिए? So again, it's like it's a high time when we should actually get serious about to getting into any of the cloud, right? Be it AWS, be it Google Cloud, be it your Azure, whatever you like, right? So it's very important that you should think in terms of how you get well versed. And specifically, अगर आप एक student हैं या fresher हैं, you should get well versed with these things, because scalability is what people will look for right now. और अब because बहुत niche applications बन रही हैं, बहुत dedicated problem statements को solve कर रहे हैं लोग, तो there will be explosion of SaaS-based applications which are going to be out, and maybe छोटे level पे लोग उसको publish करें, and then few of them get viral, and then they work it out. But that is where everything is going to go out. So virtual server setup karo, PaaS setup karo, maybe containers deployment model dekho, या cloud functions create करो. So वो सारी चीजें जितनी भी हैं, that is what is going to come into the picture, right? So these are some of the set of capabilities. If you as an individual develop, then there is a huge opportunity that is coming up, because my prediction is there will be a lot of applications which are going to coming out, right? So when somebody is trying to mine a gold, why to get into that particular stuff? There will be more competition. Whereas help them set up the things, help them scale, right? And get a good share of market for yourself, right? So अब इसके लिए सबसे important चीज जो मैं हमेशा से जिसका advocacy करता आया हूँ, that you should get certified into the things, right? You should always look for the patrons in terms of the certification. So you want to get to a DevOps, first you need to have a developers associate certifications or so on, right? So similarly, if you wanted to get into the system admin, you have to have a solution architect and so similar certifications to be done. So ये बहुत ज़रूरी है that when it comes to the point कि हाँ ठीक है, आपका trust क्या है? Why shall I give you my infrastructure to handle, right? At that point, you should have some certification with you, and it's very easy these days if you have exposure to the cloud working. आपको idea है कि आप कौन सी सर्विस पे किस तरह की applications को deploy कर सकते हो, then it's very easy for you, because you just need to know which use case, which service is going to be mapped. So ये एक important aspect था, and while I was researching for the AI Summit, I was really surprised to see the numbers in terms of money that government and the private players are going to put in. So it's going to create a very dedicated job market for the people like who are into the infrastructure management and the deployment part, right? So in fact, the people who are into the hardware setups, they also are going to have have a lot of opportunities in upcoming years. So probably maybe it in next 3-4 years it's going to be there. Then gradually it may go down based on what is the requirements at that particular set. So मोटे तौर पे अगर मैं verdict निकालूं तो a lot of investments are coming in. India being the biggest market of AI consumers, people wants to do a localization. More models are going to come in, so they have to run on this. Now government is also involving, so data is also going to be keeping the data in the territory of India is going to be a bigger challenge for them. So they will be pushing it a lot in terms of infrastructure setups and its support. They will also support the individual small scale startups which are going to work in the field of AI, or support in terms of the vendoring process of AI infrastructure setup. So ये सारी जो चीजें हैं, they are really going to help you out. And on the other side, because there is a lot of explosion of applications which is going to happen because of Cloud Code, Codex, and the other coding LLM tools. So low barrier to entry है, तो बहुत सारे नए applications आएंगे. People who are not even fully aware about how to write code, they will also come into the picture. So they will need a lot of support. So your skill of setting up these infrastructure on the cloud, as well as giving the support for the DevOps, is going to work. So it's a great opportunity for those guys either who are going to get started with their career, or those who are already in their initial years of their software development career. So maybe 1-2 years of experience, 3 years of experience. So it's a high time when you should have an add-on skill apart from your software development skills, right? Or architecting skills. System design is going to be really, really important. So if you can get into that, I think that's what is going to really bring an add-on star on your skill set and so on. So this is what I was able to deduce or infer out of all the readings I've done, or जो मेरा experience है जिसके basis पे I've been surviving in this industry for quite a long. So this is what is going to be there. So again, some shift in the nature of jobs is going to happen, but there is also a boom of jobs is going to happen in the future, right? So you will only be able to encash it if you are ready for it, right? So this is the high time when you should be able to showcase your skills validation. So prepare for the certification, get yourself certified. It's a few $100s which you need to shell out, and couple of hours that you need to put into ताकि आप preparations कर सको और उसको work out कर सको. So this is one of a very, very, very important thing. So मेरे ख्याल से this is going to be a party time for next few years, but still it only depends upon कि हम इस opportunity को encash करने के लिए कितना prepared है, right? So वो सबसे ज़्यादा important चीज़ है. ऐसा नहीं है कि बैठे रहोगे और सब कुछ plate में परोस देंगे. It's not going to happen, right? So जो भी चीज़ें अभी हमने बात करी, जो स्किल सेट पे बात किया, जो अपॉर्चुनिटी पे बात किया, इफ यू आर एबल टू मैप इट एट द राइट टाइम, और that's going to work for you. और सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ है, अपॉर्चुनिटी हमेशा उसके पास आती है जो who are prepared for it. If you are sitting like a duck and the opportunity comes to you, it will just pass out. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि तुम्हारी प्लेट में आके कोई रख जाएगा. You have to grab that opportunity, and your preparation will tell you कि वो अपॉर्चुनिटी आप ग्रैब कर पाओगे कि नहीं कर पाओगे. सो दिस इज हाई टाइम अगेन. सो AI समिट ने बहुत सारी प्रॉमिसिंग चीज़ें निकाली हैं. तो होपफुली इट्स गोइंग टू बी गुड फॉर अस एज एन इंडियन. Again, we have been serving world for quite a long time in terms of our IT enabled services, and going forward also we will be, but competition is going to be really tough, specifically looking at the videos जो Chinese companies, AI companies or robotic companies publish कर रही हैं. But yes, it's going to be really, really tough. So हमारी इंडियन टैलेंट का लोहा तो बना हुआ है, बट वो लोहा कितनी देर तक रहेगा, that is again dependent on us. So I think that's where I can conclude the things. So before I conclude or close the live, let's look at the different comments so in between I am, because a couple of things I've seen. So अभी सत श्री अकाल sir, आपके जलंधर student here. Great, yeah, good to see you. How's life is going on? It's been a long time. I've been to Jalandhar now. I'm planning to. Let's see when it is going to happen. So call Mims. Hi from Karnataka. Great. Hi, sir. Then, hey, we met in MongoDB event in Mohali. Just a quick question. As a 22-year-old with 3 years plus experience in the cybersecurity, my concern is that AI is already taking over control on overall domain. So wheels of life. Question which the concern is right, yeah. I'm also concerned. I, being a mentor, a trainer, and somebody who is in the development field from long time, it's concerning. But the only thing which I feel is AI will become an incredible, or I would not say incredible, but ये वो चीज़ आप इसको छोड़ नहीं सकते हम, right? So it's going to be there if you can find 1 or 2 tools, or if you can find how to use it for your career growth. That is the right way to do it. And in fact, for cybersecurity also, there are many tools which are coming in. job easy ho jati hai isse, because a lot of automation, it's doing a lot of understanding now it has because of the data exposure for these models. So I think this is the time in terms of cybersecurity when you can do a lot of research for the vulnerabilities, right? So that's where your personal brand will also work. So the capability that you're bringing from the cybersecurity field in terms of the conceptual understanding, and using the AI to capture the new vulnerabilities with the speed, or I think that's where it is going to work. So I am not from that background, but this is what I can think of right now. Then Tushar Bhatt says, hello sir, what does maturity means to you when writing code? So Tushar, when I say writing code, I hope you are talking in context of the LLM tools that are generating code right now. So maturity in terms of code is it writes a better code, which leads in lesser errors when you are integrating it with the other modules. And second thing is, now vulnerabilities are also less in comparison to what it has been doing. It has been producing 3-4 months back, right? Moreover, writing a single prompt and getting the overall application is also getting to a par, right? So ये एक बहुत बड़ा लीप है इन मॉडल्स का, वेयर द कोड एज अ डेवलपर जिसको हम लिखने में, लेट्स से एनी कोड और एनी फीचर जिसको करने में मुझे 1 महीना लगता था या 15 दिन लगते थे पहले, नाउ इट कैन बी डन इन फ्यू आवर्स, राइट? द ओनली थिंग व्हिच आई नीड टू सी इज the context and the prompt that I'm giving to the LLM engine, that should be correct, and that should, I would not say it should be correct, should be closest to what we are looking for. And when we do a follow-up context building, it is going to go and achieve the similar objective that we wanted to, right? So wo jo cheez hai, it's becoming very good now, right? So I would say excellence ki taraf ye badhta ja raha hai, which is going to be good in terms of the productivity, overall productivity for the organization, but it's not very good in terms, it's not good for the people who work या जिनकी रोजी रोटी कोड से चलती है, right? So the only thing is कि either we use them in such a way so that our productivity get increased over the period of time, and we showcase that, okay, for the organization, that yes, we can do better by using these tools for the organization, and that's where we are going to sustain, right? This is the reason why Amazon, TCS, and other companies are cutting on their middle management, right? So now there is no need to have have multiple managers for multiple projects, right? So there could be one single manager for multiple projects, and they can take care of the things. The rest of if you are in the industry, you understand that thing better. So coming on to the next part, just Abhishek says, hello sir, I need to learn about DevOps and all the deployment tools, but never know how do I get started from, where to learn from. Okay, so where to learn from is, see, there are very specific tools that you need to know about the DevOps part or the software development part, right? So one thing you have to make sure that you know about the system design and the intricacies of writing code. It's fundamental is always required, even though the LLM tools are there. Apart from that, what tools your team is going to use? Is it GitLabs or Bitbucket, or for managing the overall process, is it Jenkins? If you're using the infrastructure as a code, then is it Terraform, Ansible, or any other tool you are using? Or is it directly you're using CloudForm on the AWS, Formation on the AWS, and so on. So there are many tools. So you need to understand that, okay, what stack you wanted to get into, and or what your organization using, and based on that you can work it out. And specifically the containerization of the application is something that you should also understand. So my only suggestion is you should first look into the fundamentals, and then you should go to the documentations of those specific tools and then learn about them, right? That is the right way to do it. There are many courses around there on the Udemy and on the open part. If you want, you can follow that, but I don't feel that they are going to be much of the help. Yes, if you get a chance to attend some one-to-one coaching or a group where some group coaching is happening, I think you can look for it and you can join, or maybe you can also collaborate with one of your colleagues and then start discussing about these particular set of technologies. Otherwise, there are a few books which you can refer to. Maybe I can quote you those books. Let me just check on a quick part. I'll give you the exact book names. So one is DevOps for Dummies, and one is the DevOps Handbook. If you can start with these two books, I think these two books can help you out with. So once I stop this live, I'll post it in my comments, and you can check it from there for these particular set. In fact, one of the most important thing that you should also get started with is a Linux, right? So if Abhishek, you are here, you should be aware that Linux basically is powering more than 90% of the data centers across the world. So that's how you can get started with, right? And Saurabh has also, I think, referred for Kunal Kushwaha's bootcamp videos, right? So you can watch that if that can be a help for you. And it's good to get started. So I really love, so thumbs up and salute to Saurabh for sharing this to the community. I think that is what is required. So see, my purpose of doing these lives is to bring people together at one single point of time. So if you are collaborating with each other, I'm more than happy to support you out. So maybe we can do these kind of lives, everything where we can do the discussion on some specific question that you post, not giving my opinion, right? So that would be the better way. But yes, this is good that we are collaborating in terms of and sharing these suggestions over here. Wheels of Life says, but in my opinion, I'm not sure I am correct or not, but I think mostly human errors and the efforts will not be resolved by the machine. To some extent now, code can resolve a lot of errors. I have tested it. It's too good now. मतलब मैं भी एक बार के लिए शॉक हो गया था देख के. I was talking to one of my colleagues. मैं कहा भाई अब हमारा काम खत्म, right? We are going to be dead in few years, and primarily because I being in the more of a mentorship kind of role. So if somebody wants to have a personal mentor on a LLM, if you give it a good prompt of what you are and the context what you are trying to have, I think you can clone somebody as your mentor, right, on the LLM, and scolding भी नहीं होगी and सीख भी बहुत जल्दी जाओगे. So it's also on your own pace. So it's good if you can understand how you work it out. So Tushar Bhatt again says, hello, what does maturity means to you when writing code? So I think I've answered that, Tushar, for you. So maybe that's a repeat. Akash, if I'm not wrong, Akash D33P Sharma says, sir, I'm building a RAG application. Which DB you think is better? So again, I'm on a very early stages, RAG applications के साथ मैंने काम नहीं किया. But I think some vector databases what they have been talking about. Then Just Abhishek says, Saurabh undercodes, hey buddy, can we connect? I have been working in software industry for more than 3+ years. Monster development, now need to learn something new. Great, Abhishek and Saurabh. Do let me know if I can also collaborate with you guys. Right, Saurabh is good. Again, thanks Saurabh for connecting back to Abhishek. Then there is a Shreyansh Maheshwari. Hello, sir. Can you please tell something about the business analyst profile? For in regards to the AI, how can these profiles be evolved? And what new things should an individual acquire to be in the market? So business analyst, I'm not sure I will be able to speak about because I have no background in it. But if you ask me simply in terms of the business, because I've been into the mentorship of guiding people for developing the individual apps. So this is where you really need to look into the models. What are the business model an organization has? Second is, what sort of customers are they catering to? What technology they are using? And what is the response their users are giving? I think these 4 things are good enough to get started with. The rest of I think you can do your research on Perplexity. It can give you a better understanding of what this business analyst role is going to be. Then Just Abhishek says, sir, what are your views about the serverless, right? I think मैंने 30 minutes Instagram पे लगाया हुआ, it has stopped me for doing this. Anyways, so serverless hosting is best in such cases where you don't want to get into the intricacies of the underlying infrastructure. So it's a good one to get started with. But you need to be very specific about that. What kind of use case are you going to hold on it? So वो ज़्यादा important है. उसके बाद decide होता है कि serverless होनी है या server full होनी है, right? Okay, Singh says, sir, please upload this live stream. Definitely, archive में जाएगा, वहाँ से मैं upload कर दूँगा. Then Abhishek ने, so serverless capable to handle large scale application? Yes, but you have to really be specific on what type of application and what architecting that you are going to put it into. कौन कितना user load आने वाला है. So that's very important that you should do. Rajveer Hanjan, if I'm sorry अगर मैंने गलत pronounce किया, but great knowledge. Just wanted to know if working as a senior sysadmin for 9 years of experience, getting certified or just the knowledge would help. Sir, जितना मर्जी experience हो, if you have a certification, it's going to be really adding a lot of weightage to your profile. So ये ज़रूरी है कि आपकी skill validation हो जाए, right? So that's very, very important. My preference is if you can take a certification, you should take, and it will hardly take you 15 minutes. क्या बोल रहा हूँ मैं 15 minutes? You can take 15 days of preparation, maybe 2-3 hours a day, and then or maybe 1 or 2 hours a day. That can be good enough for you, right? Then there is Hardeep Singh. Hey sir, how are you? बहुत बढ़िया Hardeep. Thank you for asking. Then Kushagra is saying, what do you think about developers will be replaceable or not? Because as per production standard, it needs a supervisor. Anyhow, we need to tell model what we want. Nowadays, models are overwhelming as well. Yes. So, Kushagra, it's inevitable कि developers एक point पे जाके they will, I would not say vanish, but number कम हो जाएगा, right? So if somebody wants 10 developer to do one project, now they will only require 2 to 3 developers for developing and maintaining that project. So ये एक बड़ा change आएगा, right? So nature of work can change. There could be more client facing roles instead of more back end roles जो कि एक software developer के होते हैं. So this is what I feel is going to happen. Then Ishan says, Ishan, I am being Unix system administrator working mostly on physical systems. What path should I take further to keep myself useful in industry requirements for the future? Exact detail क्या है Unix systems में आप क्या करते हैं, that I'm not aware about that, but it's if it is based on the cloud, then I think again I would reiterate on the same thing, that you should be validating your skill and very specifically in terms of cloud. और दूसरी चीज है कि if you are well aware about the Linux systems and so on, so it's like you can scale yourself up in the ladder, and maybe you can do some specializations for deploying a very specific use cases. So maybe AI based use cases or healthcare based use cases can also be taken care of. So you need to be very specific, looking at the niche markets now, right? So that is where things can work for you. Then Muskan Paul is, want to learn app development. How can I get started with it? So Muskan, there are many different tutorials which are out there. First, you need to really sure about which tech stack you wanted to get into. Is it the web or is it the system tech stack or so on, right? So web में man, mean वगैरह हैं. Whereas if you really get into the native one, so maybe Android application, iOS applications, or system specific applications, so maybe Windows की applications हैं या Mac की applications हैं, उसके बारे में you can think about. I think that is where it is going to get you with the thing. Hardeep says, if my goal is to crack Microsoft as a BCA student, what should I prioritize in next 6 to 12 months? I think you need to be more specific, Hardeep. What exactly is your goal? Is it developer or is it something else? So again, you have to get through with the things so that you need to be very specific on the roles that you should work, right? And then okay, so next is, so Hardeep says, if my goal is, it's the same thing you have been asking. Hardeep ne to 2-3 baar dal diya same cheez. So Hardeep one time asked, is okay for me. I always take the questions from everyone. So please sir, tell me something about it. So Hardeep, I think I have given you the idea about it. So you have to be very sure what are your goals on this, right? So if you can clearly define your goals and then start looking for it, I think that can help you out with. Then comes is, again, just Abhishek, again, continuing the serverless, if the scale of the user is more than 1 lakh and more than 40K, 30-40K continuous live users which are doing their things on the platform. My application is on the DigitalOcean, but okay, but ke baad provide me less control over the management. So I think in such case, I've never used DigitalOcean. The flexibility that I get on Google and the AWS. So because of that, I have never moved to any other other cloud. But now, because you have already published your app over there, it will be very difficult or time consuming for you to move the app out of it. But yes, you can think in terms of that, okay, how you want to scale this particular application. But again, when you are working on the serverless environments, at that point of time, when you are scaling, it's very important that you should think in terms of what you wanted to get in terms of the scaling factor, the cost optimization, and so on. So maybe, Abhishek, for this particular part, we can talk or discuss on the DM. I think that will give me a better picture key what kind of application it is and what kind of workload you're running on that, and that's going to give us a better understanding on the thing. So Abhishek says, I'm thinking to shift the deployment to the AWS, which provides more control over. Yes, definitely. If there is an opportunity for you to, yes, you can, but you have to really first test it out. That does it give you the similar kind of options as are you looking for, right? So that's where the planning is going to come into the picture. Great. So Sidhujan says, how to get remote jobs. You have to search for it. Straightforward. Go on Fiverr, go on Upwork, look for it. I think wahan se you can see if it matches your requirements. It should work, right? Adeep says, sorry. No need to sorry. Yeah, it's okay. You wanted to have the answer for the question, and that's where it is going to be. So I hope I have answered your question, Adeep, right? So then Geet Patil says, how the AI will impact the PM jobs. So if it is project management you are talking about, I have not got into the details of it, but citing the recent mass firing of managers, it's going to be creating a huge impact around it. So you should look for the specific options or get yourself upskilled. That is what I feel you can think of. Then Kushagra again says, let's create a club for research in the field of AI with your supervision. No issues. I am open with that. Let's connect on the DM and let's see what can be done for this. And if there is anything we can do, we can collaborate on that. All right. So we are at the end. Yeah, Abhishek, we can. Okay. So previously you have DM. So maybe that has not shown in my direct DM part. Wo maybe kahin request mein pada hoga. I'll check and I'll just reply on that. Great. Cool, guys. So this brings us to the end of the live. So it's almost, I think, 30 minutes we have taken. So thanks for joining on this particular live. I'm really excited to see many of the queries are coming in and people are collaborating on these lives. So thank you very much for all the support, and do keep posting things maybe on DM or maybe on the comments. So I always try to read the comments and the DMs which are there in my my direct chats. So great to have those things so that I know ki what is happening in your mind, and maybe next live hum uske around kar sakte hain. So that's where I stand right now. So just before we leave, I'm very optimistic with respect to the AI use cases that are going to happen, that are happening in the current market, and there are many things that are coming in. Probably there will be ups and downs, and we have to be ready for that. So it will keep us on our toes for at least for next 4-5 years. 4-5 साल में ये धुआं सब छट जाएगा, and that there will be clarity. एक चीज जो मुझे अभी भी fascinate कर रही है, that how the robotic field is going to work out. We need to really look into that as well. So lately I was just reading through the documentation of AWS. बहुत सारी चीजें they are trying to add on. I'll see if I can really bring that on our live or maybe in the videos that I post. So that's what we have. And in fact, I don't know, आप लोगों को पता है या नहीं पता है, I run a small community of AWS learners, which you can basically join through social.anupinder.com/learn AWS. I think that is where you can basically go and WhatsApp पे वो आपको route कर देगा, and you can connect on that particular community. So if you are not on that community, you want to receive messages from me directly, you can basically go to that. And apart from this, I'm also trying to post content on YouTube, but I'm not sure what to post. So maybe if you want, you can DM me and I will do the detailed some of the detailed use case videos on that. So maybe that can also help us to grow on the community part. So one of the best places to get on to my WhatsApp community, so that is social.anupinder.com/learn AWS. And that's where you can connect on the WhatsApp. And from there onwards, I will keep you posted about what is happening, if there is any new video I'm putting in on. So that's something I am up to right now. So trying to create a community around it so that like-minded people can get connected, and maybe some live sessions we can also take in the further classes. So एक online meetup भी कर लेंगे if you guys are interested to take on that. That's what is the goal. So maybe depending upon what way we wanted to get on to different topics. So please help me with that part. Maybe you can DM, maybe you can write in comments, right? So next live uske basis पे हम कर लेंगे, ठीक है? So this is where we get into the part. So that's where I think we can end this particular live. So thank you very much for joining. And again, before I leave, social.anupinder.com/learn AWS. That is where the WhatsApp community is. You can just hop onto it and you can join on that community. And from there onwards, we can look forward to have a personal connect. And Hardeep is also asking, sir, please a complete series of DSA pattern in C++. So Hardeep, I'll see if I can do that, or maybe I'll route you to one of my colleagues who is actually working intensely on this. So I'll check with him and then I'll pass on your contact to him and so, right? So that is how it can be. So DSA, I know how things are work because for a long time I have been into that. But these days, बहुत specifically मैं इसके लिए content नहीं बनाता, but yeah, I'll try. But one of the best way to get started, get working with the DSA is Tibers की sheet उठाओ, and there is a very detailed content that Apna college has put around it. I think that you can also follow if you want. So that's where we are. So thank you very much, guys. See you, and thank you for all the support. I look forward to your DMs, comments, and everything. And thanks for all the appreciations. Thanks for all the questions. I hope I was able to answer all those questions for you. And yeah, that's where we are. So this is Sunday evening. I hope you all enjoy your evening and get ready for the next week, right? See ya. Bye-bye. Thank you. Great. And Abhishek, I'll mention the community link in the bio. Thank you very much for the suggestion, right? Bye-bye.